let's see what Spirit has for you. I've shuffled the cards.
All right.
And I'm going to draw that first card for the position of the overall environment for Virgo, February 2015. You ready?
Ready.
You ready, Ava?
I am. My God. Yes.
Okay. You're going to read the first card, so.
Right.
Okay.
Tell me.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, girls. Up comes the devil in the upright. And I'm going to have Ava sort of take it away. You've seen the card, so here she comes.
All right. Well, this is passion, if nothing else. All right. This is obeying the law of pleasure. That which gives you pleasure. That being the principle that guides you. What gives you real, ultimate pleasure. And that, unfortunately, can be both poison or it can be honey, either way. So, in other words, poison being drugs, alcohol, sex without love, all those things can lure you into a world of pleasure seeking. It's the most materialistic card. So in other words, look, you've just gone through a literal rebirth. You've finished something, come to the end of the road with something, and you feel very proud, very honored, very, you feel really so self-congratulatory, let's just say, about that. And then in the month of February, maybe as a consequence of that, the temptations of life present themselves to you. And that means the overabundance of things that give you pleasure. Maybe you're a shopaholic. Maybe you're an alcoholic. Or maybe you're a simply, you like to hoard. You know, you can't let go of things that you hold on to too strongly. Any of these could be applicable to the devil. Or you are in some sort of power struggle. So now you've taken something to its conclusion, and you have to face a power struggle of some sort in February. So that's what I have to say about that, Trudy. Do you have anything to add?
Well, harken back to January, it seems as if there was a challenge perhaps with, and I'm going to say I have a sense of this emperor who could be maybe an influence. And I know the emperor's in the upright, but he's also in the position of the unexpected, and so he's popping up his head. Could the emperor be your devil? Could you be perhaps responding to, you know, some sort of idea of imprisonment? You know, it's really within your control. However, you may not quite be there yet. You know, to sort of walk away from this situation. But it does have you feeling a little bit, you know, your lower self is sort of coming forward, I guess, this month, in this area, you know, just in this area. So that is what I see. I am going to go ahead and draw the second card, which is in the position of challenge. The reason we go on about the devil is he's major arcana, and so we could talk about these major arcana cards for a week.
Yeah.
And so, Ava, in the position of challenge, we have the Seven of Swords, and it is in the upright, okay? So,
Okay.
you know, the first thing that comes to mind with this card is that perhaps you are not, you're challenged with sort of walking away, okay? But not only walking away, but walking away with your truth, your stuff, you know, and maybe you're going to walk away sort of in the middle of the night, you know. This isn't going to be done well. I mean, that's, you know, obviously it's in the challenge position and it's been thought of. So it's kind of like, how do I get out of here, you know? How do I get out of here without being noticed, maybe? But then there's also this sense of, I don't know, hesitation to speak your mind a little bit. You know, you just want to leave and you don't really want to go into it. But there's something holding you back here, you know, because you see this, the gentleman in the card is looking, you know, from whence he has come.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's sort of this plan to escape, yet you're not fully committed to it yet, but you're sort of maybe making, you know, sort of making a blueprint in your mind, you know. It's like, oh, I could do it this way, I could do it that way. I am going to pass it over to you, Ave.
Well, I always see this as the spy card, the sneaky, sneaky spy. It's daring, strategizing, daring behavior, doing something undercover, plotting undercover, planning something, and sometimes having to be less than honest in order to achieve your ultimate goal without detection. So a little bit of underhandedness. So your challenge is to kind of be resourceful, intellectually resourceful, because this is an intellectual card. It's the mind game card. And having the courage and facing whatever danger might lurk in your environment. So that's what it means.
Do you
Trudy?
think it could also mean that you're challenged with somebody who's spying on you, looking through your texts and your...
Me too. It could be coming at you.
Yes, they could
That
be.
whole formula that I've just iterated is what you should be maybe mindful of and watch.
Well, it reminds me of Maroon 5. They have this song called Phone in Your Pocket, and the whole song is about the guy wanting to go through the girl's phone in her pocket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
That's the new thing. Like, show me your phone.
Right, because your phone holds a record of your interactions. And,
That's right.
Right, and they are private, and they should always remain private.
And the reason why I mentioned that is the next card that has just come up for us is the Eight of Wands in the reverse.
Oh my God, really? Eight of Wands.
In the reverse, and it is in the position of the unexpected.
Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of the pulling back of communication, you know? It's the reverse of, you know, putting it out there, putting the passion out there. It's pulling it back.
Right.
And
that's right.
So, yeah, and so the reason I thought of that was that you might want to, you know, it's kind of a little warning this month, it looks like. Overall, that's what this reading's all about. It's kind of like the watch your back reading a little bit.
Right, it's a watch your back reading.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave any communication laying around.
You know, this is also a card of running away.
It is. You're
Yeah.
right. It is. It is. But it's also, like some regret and remorse, maybe over, and that's the other interpretation. It could be think twice before you start sending it out there.
Right, and also having a little bit of hurdles to overcome. But when you see this in reverse, the arrows are coming from the ground and they're going up, and you don't know where they're going to land. So there's like this sort of like helter-skelter kind of feeling about it, like, oh, well, maybe I'm not sure which way to go. I don't know where to go. Like, I'm not sure what direction I need to go in. Because normally they all head in one direction. But when it's reversed, they go in all different directions.
Right, right.
So unexpectedly, you're finding a little bit of confusion because you don't know where to go. You don't know what.
You're feeling it like, I think this card says you're not sure how to communicate and where to communicate.
Yeah.
You have a lot of ideas in terms of how to communicate.
Yeah.
But it could be a delay or, spirit advising our Virgos. Maybe delay communication.
Or just
it's not going to land anywhere because the communication...
Silly, crazy arguments about nothing.
Right. It's not going to land anywhere of any value.
No. So, yeah, it doesn't go anywhere.
Doesn't go anywhere. That's it. So, and then in the last position with the King of Wands, there he is.
Oh my God! Really?
Reversed
again. Oh my God! You're kidding.
Yeah. So it looks like, if this is a love reading, it looks as if you're dealing with your lover is at this point. Okay. Well, I'm just going to say it. All right. This is the card of the guy who cheats.
Well, yes.
Yeah, it is. But not always. But it is one interpretation of this card. So if you're with somebody who is, sort of spying on you, you have to really kind of wonder why, right?
Yes.
Usually, he who mistrusts should be mistrusted.
Right.
But it's also someone who's just overly impulsive.
Right.
Doesn't really watch his tongue.
Right.
Flies off the handle.
Bullies you.
Yeah. And he's, he's not...
Very, very childish and immature.
Right, yeah. It's the player. This is the guy who will...
The egoist.
I'm gonna turn it over to you.
And it's, So they had the devil, right? The first card was the devil, right?
Yes.
All right.
We have the devil.
All right. Now listen, in this card, the first card is about a power struggle, being dominated or dominating. This card is about handing over your power, relinquishing your power. Sort of like, okay, I give up, this kind of thing. I don't feel strong enough to do it myself. It could be that, but definitely it's commitment issues. It's commitment problems. Who's committed? Maybe you're not committed, maybe he's not committed. Maybe there's no commitment in a contract of some sort, in an agreement of some sort. You're at least doubtful or skeptical about some sort of agreement. And because it can mean like someone who promises you something and then they break their promise. So that shows a weakness of character, a weakness of spiritual uprightness. And this becomes, at the end of the month, an issue for you to have to deal with. And don't Virgo, please. And Virgos sometimes have this problem because they are gentle and kind sign. They're easily pushed in directions they don't want to go. Because they're so accommodating. They want to do well. They want to be loved. They want to fit. They want to be accepted, and so they become like pushovers. You know. So what the card is saying is to write this card, you have to stand up for yourself and express what your passion is, what your desires are, and in a mature and not a don't engage in argument. Instead, just calmly express who you are and stand firm. That's what I feel about it.
Excellent recap of the reading.
All right, all right.
I have nothing to add.
All right, good.
Because we're ready to draw the 5th card, which is a card that will speak to your love life.
Oh my God, the entire reading spoke to it almost.
I know it did. Well, then again, you know, we did have this emperor. I want to add this because, you know, we had an emperor, okay? So that's also a father figure, like a dad or a CEO.
Yeah, father.
The head of the household, the head of the corporation, the head of the company. And that showed up last month. I feel like there could be, it might not be a lover. It could be at work even.
Yeah, the whole work environment kind of scenario.
Right, where you're dealing with a narcissist, okay?
Yes.
Because that's what the King of Wands inverted is, a narcissist.
That's right. That's right. That's
egoist. Right. So, I mean, of course you're trying to plan your escape, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But kind of give in.
Right. So, what we have is the 10 of Pentacles inverted.
Oh my God. Again.
Yes. So this also speaks to, you know, it could be, now when we speak of love, it can be a partner. It is the month of love, but sometimes it's about self-love, and I think, you know, this reading could be about self-love, because there's a lot of stuff going in here in this reading, as Ava mentioned, that really points to you know, drawing boundaries, okay? Because I really think that's what this reading's all about.
Yeah.
And so when this card comes up, this just tells me that you know, you're not feeling secure, and within the situation, you're not being provided for. You do not feel like part of if either the family or you know, if it's a marriage, you're not feeling supported, and you may not see a future in this, you know, in terms of, you know, where's all this going? Is this, you know, is this something I can rely upon? You know, I mean, I think this reading is really about boundaries, and so this is a great place to start, you know, to expect to be provided for as part of the system, you know?
Yes, it's a very materialistic card in the reverse. It tends to it's like the devil in the minor arcana, because it's overly materialistic. In other words, you compromise your principles to gain things, material things. So, what it's saying within the relationship, there's living maybe even beyond your means together, kind of like being extravagant, and kind of feeling a sense of little bit of insecurity because financially you're not on a stable footing, or maybe what it's saying is that there's a certain amount of a lack of spiritual purpose within the relationship. And so you have to turn this card around and you have to establish your relationship grounded in higher spiritual principles, and not be so, not let yourself and the relationship get immersed in the things that it can get you. Maybe together you become a sort of like a powerhouse, like a business powerhouse. And
well, you know, the other thing I was thinking is, you know how a lot of people, it's you know, when they're together, it's more about like what it looks like from the outside.
Yes.
But when you get inside, it's like a big mess. You know,
Yeah.
financially, you're in debt. You're, you know, I mean, it's like he goes out and buys a new truck, and you find out, you know, 2 weeks later, kind of thing.
Right. And or you know you've leased everything, everything's on loan, but it looks spectacular. But you're on the brink of not being able to pay those bills, you know. So it's sometimes that those kinds of issues can damage the authenticity of the feelings in a relationship. It's not a good place for them to be to try to find a foundation together on false ground, on.
But there's one more interpretation, which could be you are not welcome in the family.
That's absolutely correct. Somehow there's rejection from his family, or your family rejects them. They don't want to assimilate your partner into the broader family. Absolutely right, Trudy. That's true.
Well, Virgo, it's a good month to draw boundaries.
Yes. Yes, and to really be real about your lifestyle together.
Absolutely. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, we're in agreement.
All right.
Do you want to talk about private readings?
Certainly.
I think Virgos out there may need a private reading.
Well, if they do, then please come to virtualtarot.wordpress.com and choose probably a deep meaning reading would be appropriate, or perhaps a life path reading. A lot of people want to know things like, what's my purpose in life? Can you imagine? You know, you don't know. Sometimes we just go about life and we don't really have a definite idea as to what we should be doing. We know that what we're doing isn't right, or doesn't feel that it's giving us enough. And you'd be surprised as to what Spirit would have to counsel you on that. As many, and it can counsel you on anything. So please, if you need our assistance as interpreters of the tarot, just email us, Ava Trudy, with your questions, and we'll respond immediately. And thank you for that, for those many people who have done that. Thank you. It's what supports us here at Virtual Tarot and allows us to bring you these free readings every single month.
And don't forget, Ava, we have a website where you can purchase those readings. It's virtualtarot.wordpress.com, and there's a menu there, and you can purchase the reading and then send us your questions.
Absolutely. And if you would be kind enough, Trudy, to explain what our council card is all about, then that would be good.
Okay, well, I would love to. And so we also offer a council card. It is a subscription-only card. And what we do is we draw a major arcana card for every sign's 4-card spread. So you'll see that. We'll have it uploaded in the next week or so. for February. January, I believe, through November is already uploaded. And so if you're a fan of virtual tarot and you want to get a little more insight into your reading, this is about a 20-minute audio file. Ava does most of them, and they're wonderful. I actually am a subscriber. I love it. I can't get enough. So, but it's really a great, way to, if you want to learn more and you're not ready for an entire private reading, this is a great way to go. Also, we'll be uploading our yearly predictions for each and every sign. We have a few of them up there now, and we'll be working on getting the rest up this week, actually. So you won't want to miss that. And I think we're about ready to say goodbye.
Yes. All
so
right.
I'm going to say goodbye first.
All right.
I'm going to thank Virgo. We've reached 10,000 subscribers, and we really appreciate you. We plan to bring more fun in 2015, right, Ava?
Yes. Oh God, we can't help that.
So, do you want to say goodbye, Ava?
I'll say goodbye.
I switched over to
Thank
you.
you very much for coming to Virtual Tarot, and have a wonderful night, 2015. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the 17 viewers who are watching live. Woohoo! Bye-bye.